Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting of the Open Space Committee for October 5th to order. It is 7:40 by my watch. The first item on the agenda is the continuation of the discussion on the town-owned vacant properties that we were talking about at the last meeting. And I think we had 3 left on that particular list that we were going through. Those were the ones that were the most likely to be possible candidates for marketability.
That's
Correct?
what I understood. Matt had scrolled those to the top as they were, they seemed most
Right.
marketable.
Right, and as Matt had pointed out to me a few days ago, as we get more into these,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be less and less of that because the parcels just aren't conducive, right?
Right.
So, can you help me, where did we leave off?
So we went through the first 11 on our
Right,
list. We ended at 3 Old Millbury Road,
right,
and 199 Packagug Street is the next parcel.
okay,
I know that the committee had expressed that the pictures were very helpful and would be really supportive for the process.
yeah,
We didn't have the time to go through and print
the individual prints like these.
continuation of the list, and I apologize
That's okay.
for that. So from 199 on, at least for tonight, we'll be depending on the screen.
That's this list. Okay, so 199 Packagug Street, that's not too far from you, is it, Liz? You're 219, right? So 199 is not too far.
In front of the
across
That would
church.
be the one in front of the Packagug Church.
Sounds good.
You know how
Oh,
the Packagug Church
Yes,
is down
yes,
the
yes.
valley, there's that empty lot
oh.
between the last house and Goddard Drive.
Mm-hmm. Is that
Not
what it
Goddard
is?
Drive.
It is.
Not Goddard Drive,
Yeah.
whatever they call the street that goes into the Pappas
Yeah.
Recreation Center now.
I don't know if it has a name
I
actually.
don't think it does. No.
Does it?
No.
But it's wide enough for a street. The town has a right of way
Yes.
that's wide enough for a road, for a, regular street. So, okay, so that's that empty lot.
Yeah, it looks like it has 107 feet of frontage, and I did a quick conversion to see over 20,000 square feet in the RA zone. Would be considered a buildable lot.
But I do believe that has a wetland
Yeah,
problem.
it does.
Does it?
It's got an issue, yeah.
That one?
Definitely.
The town also has a huge, not that you can't build with as an easement, but there's a huge stormwater pipe culvert
It
buried
goes
under the
through
ground.
there.
Mm-hmm. Right down the side of that driveway, not too
Mhm.
far off
Okay.
to the side of it. It's huge. It's like I don't know, 3 feet.
Yeah, I do know that there's a large easement that goes all the way down through that land just south of the Pappas Recreation, and
Yep,
is it a part of that network?
I think so.
Mhm.
Now, does it own?
Isn't that Packagug Street too? Part of that? Drainage?
What was that?
Isn't that part of Packagug
Well,
Street drainage?
yeah, it takes
Yeah, I
it takes
believe
the
it takes
runoff
some-
from
yeah,
Packagug
Packagug
Street,
Street.
but, so, in that zoning district,
Mm-hmm.
Eric, you only need 100 feet of frontage?
That's correct.
But I don't know, it'd be kind of tough with that, to do anything, I would think. Although, I don't know, but,
Yeah. I mean, at this stage in the game, we're sort of marking our potentials for future
yeah, and
investigation. I don't know if,
well, too, it's kind of tight there, given, you got the church parking lot, you got a lot going on with the Pappas Rec site out in the back.
Mhm.
There's a lot of vehicular traffic in and out of there,
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if the church would want to buy that.
One would think they would have done it by now.
You know,
If
Yeah.
it's not buildable, why buy it?
Yeah.
What would they do with it?
And they're not gonna pay taxes on it anyway.
That's true.
Well, church would be exempt, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying, they wouldn't,
They said they
there's
wouldn't.
no advantage to the town in selling
Right.
it.
Right.
To the church, because they wouldn't be paying any taxes.
Right. Alex, what do you think about it?
I think it's a marginal piece of land. I mean, I've been over down there. It looks like it's a pretty steep hill.
Yeah.
It sort of flows down to the church, and then there's a drainage issue that goes. Um,
So maybe that one is better left. Is that what I'm hearing? Or you could look into it further, but
Yeah.
What's 197? The building, the 197 above it.
It looks like a residence.
It's a resident?
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
house, just a regular house.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd be interested in buying it.
on the other side,
But, yeah, north of it, I guess.
Stencil?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Oh.
His son.
Is that Matt's?
Matt Stencil. How much is that assessed for?
82,000?
Well, do you want to leave it on the list for the time being, or?
Possibility to be sold.
Yeah, I mean, I think it, maybe the planning can, or whoever does this stuff can look at it and see if there's any potential for it. Or, like many of these properties, why is it still vacant after all this time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, I was thinking about what you said, John, after our last meeting. You know, because we all know that developers, like you said, they come in and they study those such as maps and,
Mhm.
you know, a lot of these things we've had for 25 or 30 years.
Mhm.
So,
I think the missing link for me is I'm not sure if someone would approach the town and say, hey, what are you doing with 199? I'm interested in building there.
you think people are more inclined to approach a private party to develop as opposed to the town?
Well, I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure if there's not a for sale sign on it. You know, I'm not sure how
You probably don't even know it's there for sale.
the market works. If anyone has any insight on that, I'd be curious to hear, you know. But if it's not actively for sale, I'm not, maybe that's, you know, a reason why.
Well, I don't know, I don't know if people would be intimidated to approach the town, but I do know that there are developers
Mm-hmm.
that will go in and they'll take a look at the assessors maps. If they ride around and they see something, they know what they're looking for, and they look for easements, and they look to
Right.
see, you know, if there's land in the back that could be developed, you know, if they got an easement to a public way
Mm-hmm.
and had enough frontage on a public way, could they do a subdivision or something,
Yeah.
you know, down in the backland? I
Yeah.
mean, there's a few of those around. Erica Lane comes to mind,
Mm.
off Packagug Street, because that's what that was,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
But you do raise a good point. On Packagug Street, all the utilities are there. It would seem like a low-hanging fruit, so, you know,
Yeah.
maybe there is an existing challenge that just has prevented it.
Perhaps so. So if you want to leave it on the list, we'll add it to your list of additional, a little bit of additional prodding, so to speak. Take a look at it. All right, so we'll do that then. So it's up in the air. As long as you all agree.
Yes.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. So our next one.
Okay. So the note says that it's tax title from 2000, former Paper Street, question mark. It looks,
Is it on the list there?
I'm
Oxford
sorry,
Street
we
North?
don't have an image for it
Oh.
in the sheets, but it is the next one to Oxford Street North.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
And it runs between Bryn Mawr Ave and Oxford Street, in between 4 houses.
That's not a right of way for something, or it's an odd, I mean, that's an odd piece of property.
Yeah. It's town land. Looks like 31 feet wide on the eastern side and 27 on the western.
What is it, a
That's-
walkway or something, or?
That's not really a monument, is it?
Where what?
Is it, right where the two streets come together, is like a, isn't it like a monument or,
No,
No,
it's,
this
it's
is-
not that far up.
okay.
Can you zoom out?
Yeah.
Where's that now?
So there's Rethel Street here.
The street?
That's
Rethel.
Rethel.
Oh, okay. So that's the,
What's that?
This is
Sir.
Lemansky Park.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's that little parcel where the cops park all the time.
Do they park in there?
Yeah.
Museum?
I've never been caught. But I think that's where they sit for Bryn Mawr. And they used to, at one time, I think the town used to dump sand in there before it got all regulated.
Oh, I mean before that darn Conservation Commission?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, whoever that was, I'm not sure. But I think that's it. I can't, I know it's there, and now I can identify with it, but it's an odd,
Okay.
It's odd shape.
It's odd.
Isn't there something in the planning rules or something about odd-shaped lots? Isn't there something about,
Yeah, there's a regularity.
There is a yes,
That's it, irregularity.
for building. This could never be built on because it's only 30
it's not wide enough?
Yeah.
but that's the type of property that, I think would be,
Like for an abutter or something?
yeah, to talk to the 5 abutters and go, or actually it's only 4,
Yeah, it's 4 of them.
see if any of them are interested in it.
Yeah, because it's not a buildable, it's not big enough for a...
I mean, the whole, the value on the thing is $1,500. I mean, it's
Wow.
not going to add any real taxes to anybody's property. And if they, I mean, looking at 163, their house is pretty tight to that space.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'd be
It looks like
interested.
they've got a building right on. Judging by that picture, right on the line there. Or maybe 163 and 376 would want to split it and just have additional.
$750 each.
Yeah.
163 and 376?
Sorry, 163 Bryn Mawr and 376 Oxford Street. Mm-hmm.
What is Oxford Street? There it comes out.
376.
Well, that might be an easy thing, I mean, it's teeny.
Mm-hmm.
So do you all agree?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a high tension wire that goes through there, no?
No, it looks like the
That's on the MS.
utilities have some kind of easement, or I don't know. That is an easement there.
Yeah,
Is that what that
These
red
red
line
lines.
yeah.
is? Okay.
Yeah, that's in that space.
Did you say that we came to own this by textile?
Yeah.
Somebody owned it before.
Oh, I could do a little investigating. I wonder if it was one of the abutters.
It's not wide enough for a street, is it? No?
It's not. The street would be 50 feet.
It's 31, you said?
Mm-hmm.
In 27.
So Margaret Cronin is on the.
Maybe there was, maybe the same builder built the houses in the area and just didn't,
No, he didn't
for
have enough
some reason,
land.
didn't put that piece in with their...
Yeah, it does.
That's
It-
just for open space.
It does look like, yeah, maybe open space or like Matt suggested, possibly a paper street at one point. I don't know what value they would have gotten out of that. Just to be able to cross over.
But at 31 feet, it wouldn't be wide enough to be a street.
Depending on how old it is. You know,
Oh.
maybe at one point in time,
That's how wide they were?
yeah, and then it just never was
No,
paved.
out.
Maybe it was dirt and it grew in.
Hmm.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, I don't know, it sounds as though those two neighbors might be the most plausible,
So what category should we put in there?
possibly, abutters, sales to abutters.
Yes.
And again, it's only a recommendation, it doesn't mean,
Right.
but that one definitely sounds like, you know,
There's no use for the town. I mean, it's just,
no, it's not big enough to do anything.
So the next one says it's on Eastford Road. We do have a picture in the handout on this one. It says Harvard Drive Island.
Oh,
That's it?
that sounds even worse.
Yeah.
Where's Eastford Road?
It's off of, well, depending, it's either off of Vine Street or it's off of Bryn Mawr.
Oh, okay.
So crosses between the two.
Yeah, there's this irregular shape, it's treed,
So
so it
that's
kind of
just-
separates Harvard
That's
from...
this little thing here.
That's the middle school down there?
yes,
Number 10?
that's the intermediate school now.
Okay.
It's just like a little wedge.
Yeah.
It's next to the last one on that package. Oh, it's right there.
Is that a future memorial?
No, I can't tell. It doesn't look like there's anything on it.
There's open space.
It's just trees.
It's just
and grass.
trees.
Is it grass that gets cut?
Pretty wild.
It's pretty wild. Overgrown.
No, I mean, it's not high, it's just... It's basically the separation between Harvard Street and Eastford.
Well, it's too bad it wasn't taken care of, because I mean, it would be a nice little open spot in the neighborhood, you know?
Are there any other extras?
Is that another road that goes
I only have
diagonally up
copy of
from
the
White
61
Oak
A
Street?
land.
Yeah, that's Eastford.
Oh,
You
Eastford?
did have
Yeah.
this. We're
Sure you
coming
don't
to the
need
end of it. Yeah. You're welcome. Trying to get a street view on it, see what it's like. So that's it.
It's good to me.
Oh,
Yes.
Trees, nothing wrong with trees.
Yeah.
yeah, it would make a nice memorial for somebody.
I mean, is that a mailbox? Yeah,
Wow.
you could put a little statue or a sign or something there.
Past chairman of the Open Spaces.
what was that? What was that, sir?
Nothing.
Past chairman, past.
I already have the Western Memorial Bridge, so let's not talk about anything else. It's not even over a wetland anymore. The wetland died. But anyway, that's another story. All right, so what do you folks want to do about this little island here? Leave it be?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to do anything with
No.
it, because
Right.
it's got no, you know, I don't know what specifically what the charge was from the selectmen, but it seems to me that there are going to be properties like this that
We're just going to keep.
we're just gonna keep, and
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
No.
Exactly. Really, really what we want to understand is what the town has for land holdings and what potential, whether it be, whether it be to sell or to preserve or develop for recreation.
And as we touched on briefly at the last meeting, I mean, if there were an opportunity to sell some of these smaller parcels of standalone, then maybe we could utilize those funds to hang on to something else. Or if another 61A parcel comes up for sale,
No, I agree.
you know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that way we could, you know, wouldn't it be better to maybe keep 300 acres and give up a few little ones? You know? I'm not saying all. But,
Okay, the next one is what, 1 Summer Street?
It is.
Sumner, huh?
Sumner Street, isn't
Sumner
it?
Street. And this, it looks as though it lacks everything for,
What does that mean?
for
Alexis?
development.
Oh,
It's too
it
small.
has no
There's
frontage,
no
it's too
frontage,
small.
It's too small.
And that's the yellow line at the top is Worcester, right?
And this is Worcester.
What's the name of
Yeah.
that street there?
That's Oxford Street North.
Oxford Street there? What's number 7?
Where do you see 7?
Right there.
This? Oh, this. That's residence.
And that's on Sumner Street.
What's a commercial building?
No house.
Yeah, so this looks like it's a residential area.
What's 12? Is that a building, residence? 12?
Residence, yep.
I wonder why they just had that little corner.
Yeah, it's odd.
But see, that's, now, again, there's, actually, that's got a reasonable value to it, but you'd think that it could be offered to number 12. I don't think it, because in and of its own, it lacks any potential for development.
Yeah,
And not that I'm have any problem with that, but
yeah. Now, if this is pure speculation,
Is that a parking lot though? There?
it does kind of look. It looks like maybe people use that for a turnaround at the town line, or maybe the police use it.
usually what's there is somebody selling a car.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's private property. Not that, I'm not saying in this parcel, but if you go, in fact, at the very top of the property, there's a black thing that's very often a used car for sale by somebody. Because it's, you know, the commuting traffic coming out of Oxford and Leicester that goes down Oxford Street North, it's there every day.
Sure.
It's a very
Yeah.
heavily traveled road.
Yeah, it makes sense. Get a lot of exposure. So if, say 12 was interested, they could purchase that in A&R, a buildable lot for sure.
but it's not really a buildable lot.
They would have to combine it with their land and then chop their land.
They could divide two, they could make it into two.
They could if they, acquired that portion.
Because I was just going to say to you, if it's town land and it's not a buildable lot, why would they want to spend their money buying it? But if they could buy it and subdivide their own
And
lot,
then divide, A&R their lot. Once that's acquired, then that'd be possible.
what do you need for frontage there?
That's 100 feet. It's the RA zone.
Okay.
No.
Is there a wire mill up here? In this area? It's up here. You're crossing the line at the Worcester, right?
Yeah, that's just residences. There's no, I don't think there's anything really commercial there until you go down.
So Oxford Street bends at that fork? It goes to the left or it goes to the right? By Montoya's Market?
If you're coming out of
Going north?
Hope Ave exit and you
Yeah.
turn, you go around the roundabout and
Okay.
you get onto Webster Street.
Yeah,
Webster Street splits, part of it at the split at the, where the old Hadron Park Market is.
yeah.
To the left is Boy Street and to the right is Oxford Street North.
Oh.
So what are you thinking? Are you thinking maybe we should put that on the possible to the abutter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
It would look better if somebody took care of it, quite frankly.
Right. And you didn't
Well, that's the
have.
trouble with a lot of these little spots, you know. There's a spot at the end of Waterman Road, and I forget the other street there. You know where I mean? It's just kind of unkept and sad. It looks sad,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Now, I'm gonna deviate from the list for a moment because I saw this open lot and then
Okay.
it's owned by the town, but it's not on our list,
Oh,
so
how peculiar.
that is peculiar.
What number might that be?
That is, well, the ID is map 5, block 239, and it doesn't have an official address.
Oh,
So where is it then?
It's right across the street. It's on the corner of Sumner and this is all
No, that's,
The side street.
that's
Adela.
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 Sumner and Adela?
Yeah, and also bordered by Oxford Street North.
Right.
It's identified as having the frontage is supposedly on Oxford Street North.
Yeah.
Is that what that little pond is? Right in that area?
It's just down from that. It's
Okay.
a couple lots down from the pond.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Here's the pond.
Maybe a big. You got Oxford, wouldn't there be a big hill going down?
It's a slight incline there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks slight.
The road actually, if you're heading to the right, there is a crest in that hill that's about where that property starts. Because I know if you're coming out Sumner Street to turn onto Oxford Street North, there's a limited visibility
Mm.
from people heading in towards Worcester.
Mm-hmm.
But there may be wetlands too.
That could be. That could be why Matt
Didn't leave it
didn't
on the list.
include it
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know.
I know in my fire department days, I pumped a lot of basements in that
in
neighborhood.
this area. Yeah.
Oh, it's probably very
So-
high groundwater then.
Yeah. In fact, the house next to the pond, they actually had to tear it down, the original house, and
Really?
rebuild it above grade. It was susceptible to flooding all the time.
That could be it.
That could be.
And there's a nice poison ivy collection in there
Oh,
too.
sure.
Well, there's plenty of that around.
That has value, right?
Only if you're a goat farmer.
I was gonna say, it's the goats like it, right?
Okay.
Now you're gonna put that on the list or just leave it?
Yeah, well, I made a note to investigate it. Matt
Yeah.
did say that he took ones that he knew what had wetlands. He didn't include, so it might be as John indicated.
So this is,
Okay,
Packagug and what?
12 Packagug Street. It's the corner of Packagug and Malvern.
Oh, at the other end.
Yeah, they're almost the line.
This is the corner. It is,
It's a small lot.
yeah, 0.15 acres.
0.15.
Yeah, just for my benefit, I will convert that to square feet. So,
It's not much.
6,500 square feet.
It's not even a buildable lot in the smallest district.
No. It's interesting that
So we own it then, huh?
we own it.
Are they mowing it? Is that
No.
165
Tree.
mowing it?
No.
Yeah.
In the old days, you could put a house on it. Before they changed it.
Unfortunately, not the old days anymore.
Before they changed the bylaws and stuff.
You could or could
You
not?
could, yeah, it was 55 feet.
Oh, 6,500 square feet on the lot, so that's not even big enough for a 10,000 square foot lot.
No,
Right.
it's the small houses
Right.
that they're building on trailers now.
Yep.
Oh, those tiny houses.
Those tiny houses,
Yeah.
yeah. There's one in the paper
Little
today,
prefab.
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
Mm.
yeah.
What is it, that flat, is it flat, overgrown, or is it,
It looks overgrown.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
like
it's
trees.
overgrown.
It would be flat, I'm quite sure it would be flat right there.
Yeah,
well, the abutter might wanna buy it, right?
What's the
What
assessed
for?
value? Yeah,
Assessed
what?
value is 68,000.
68,000?
Yeah,
Is
so
that
that's
one piece?
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's.
How could it, why would it be that much if it's not even a buildable lot?
I don't understand assessed values.
Well, who in their right mind would buy that if they couldn't build on it? And why would an abutter buy it, you know?
I know.
mean, it
The
doesn't make
abutter
any
might
sense.
as well just leave it.
The
Yeah.
abutter may not even know it's available to be bought. right?
$68,000 for .15. Wow.
Someone's got wood on it. Yeah, it's heavily wooded.
yeah, woodsy.
It's really thick.
Well, maybe we just need to leave it
I-
wild, a little wild space.
And that to me is
Yep.
just one of those things you just let it go.
Yeah,
Leave it be.
it exists,
Yeah.
and
You need a
that's
little
it.
wild land here and there.
I mean, it's crazy for somebody to, like a neighbor, why would you buy that?
yeah,
And use it for the same thing and pay
Right.
taxes on it? It doesn't make
when
any-
nobody else could buy it, it's not like a,
Right.
a
That's why I don't
threat
understand
to
the
your-
$68,000
Right.
value on it.
Yeah.
Peculiar.
Maybe because it's kind of lot, maybe?
Yeah, but it's not a corner lot, it's not a lot.
It's not a usable
That's
corner
right.
It's
lot.
more like a V.
Yeah,
Looks like a V.
yeah, it does, yeah.
Okay, 2 Dixon Ave.
Oh, that's the last one on
We
it.
do have,
is it?
yeah.
So what's gonna be the comments, abutter review or what?
We're gonna leave it alone, I
We
think.
open
Just leave
space.
it.
Leave it
Leave
be,
it
huh?
wild.
Yeah, leave it be,
The
let it
town
be.
wanted to gift it. I wouldn't see someone wanting to buy it.
Unless they want to buy additional to the house, maybe?
Yeah, but why would you pay $68,000 for it? I don't know. It just seems, I don't know, it seems odd. We're just gonna leave it? We're gonna leave it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't see value in it.
We open space.
All right,
Okay.
Dixon Ave.
So
This is a teensy little thing too.
it is.
But it's 1/10 of the value of that last piece.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Hmm.
Maybe because it's just in the middle of, you know,
Suppose there could be a
Where's
typo on the
Dixon?
one above.
looks like it's coming off Hurd Street, so this is Worcester.
Yeah, it is.
Or maybe
It's almost, it's almost in Worcester.
10% wetland.
Is that the Worcester line here?
Right here. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Holy Cross is up this way. Oh
What's
no, not Holy Cross.
No.
That's
Going
way
out
off.
Towards Stafford
Stafford
Street.
Street.
Stafford Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the hill?
The steep hill?
Yeah, does kids ski down or?
Oh, that's
Okay,
to the
that's-
top, up that way.
Okay.
Yeah, this is looking kind of flat in here.
It's not flat by any means, but it's not.
Not steep.
not steep.
Not steep, not like the other hill going up towards Worcester. That's steep.
Yeah.
But
So the abutter is in Worcester though, right?
partially, they're going to pay taxes in both towns, right?
Yeah.
Houses split.
Yep. Those two are. Looks like they have frontage on Dixon, but their houses are in Worcester.
Because number 6 is the abutter to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just wonder how like all these little teeny parcels came to be ours.
Yeah. Why? Why?
Why?
Maybe a butter buy it.
Do you think when they laid out the house lot that that would have just gone with the house?
Yeah, or, I mean, the property at number 6 is a big piece of property. It's depending how deep back they own.
Right. That width. You mean?
I mean, not in Auburn, but in Worcester. And
Mm.
Suppose the road was moved at some point that caused that.
The code or the use description, I believe that means tax title.
So somebody did own it.
Someone just abandoned it.
How long ago was that?
Let's see if.
I have to tell you.
This says 10% wetland, non-conforming lot.
Yeah.
So the town of Auburn acquired this in 1998. Looks like it was passed around, but
Passed around, what do you mean?
well, it was sold several times in the
Oh.
80s.
Different individuals?
So maybe somebody thought they could get a variance or something?
Yeah, maybe. Central Mass Builders, C. Scavone on there. And the town of Auburn got it. So, that's that.
I mean, it's a tiny parcel, and if it's 10% wetlands, which is what it says on our sheet,
Yeah.
It doesn't leave a full lot.
no. And unless there was a reason that number 6 wanted to buy it, I mean, you can't use it for anything else.
No, and given the size of it, why would, I wouldn't be inclined to be worried about somebody doing anything with it.
So like someone, yeah, exactly.
I think it's just, it's another one, just
I think it's another one we're not
open
gonna.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the end of those.
That's 3 White Oak Lane. It's on the corner of White Oak Street and Vine Street. And it is just a really small corner lot.
Non-conforming lot, possible drainage.
Not big enough, right?
No.
Looks like that was a tax
Tax title too?
sale as well.
Wasn't that other lot that we had already looked at this one up here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the butter might have some interest in that, right?
It's hard to say. I think if it's unbuildable and there's not a threat of somebody
Building something.
coming in, yeah.
Like that one lot that we were talking about, you said that if you added them together, they could subdivide the lot.
Right.
That would make sense for
That
someone.
would make sense. There'd
when
be a
someone wanted
benefit
to buy
there.
that,
Yeah, it would be a
But
benefit.
why would, these little tiny ones, it's like, it's not like there's any danger of a subdivision being built in the backyard.
Right,
You know?
yeah. So they're probably happy that it's
Sure.
an open lot. It looks like, I wonder if it was maybe left as a buffer
For the highway.
for the highway.
That could
You know?
be too.
Looks like it's just trees.
I think it's another open space one.
Yeah.
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 I'm sure we'll see a lot of those as we continue down the list.
Yep.
But it's about to get interesting again.
Uh-oh.
339 Rochdale Street.
This is much bigger, right? This is
Yeah, this is
46 acres?
Yeah.
And we know that's not the town property because he said the landfill property he didn't put on.
Oh, well, that tag says former landfill.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, maybe when he resorted it, he left it in then.
I don't really know.
Because for the other ones he told us, he specifically said he left it out.
Right? I mean, that's the road that comes in off there for maintenance, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the garage, the cinder block garage.
Yes, that's the old
Oh, I
dump.
guess it is that one. Yep.
former landfill.
So we're not really going to do anything with that. at least not for now.
Yeah, like I said, the energy committee is interested in it, but you know,
For a solar farm?
Mm-hmm.
Is there still a market for those solar farms?
You know what? It's hard to say.
with the way that the incentives are going, not to get completely off topic,
No, I know.
but I was just speaking with somebody at National Grid, and they're looking at their energy portfolio and seeing a need for the future for expansion of solar, electricity generation to be part of their portfolio overall. And so
So there might still be an opportunity.
I think there's opportunity. I think it's that the market is going to be in transition as the rec structures change, and we'll see how that goes. But
So that particular parcel is something that your other group is looking at.
yeah, yep. Well, they set that as one of their future items.
Okay.
So, as far as this group goes, any
Well,
comments or
Nope.
statements
at
on?
one time they thought about putting maybe walking trails up there or a 9-hole golf course. But you need money to do all that stuff too.
Of course, and walking trails would be.
Right? Cross country skiing.
So passive recreation uses.
Yeah.
It's at Drake, not Drake, but Rochdale, right?
Yes.
The one right below it, Drake, it's almost the same acreage, 46 point.
So you want this one here though,
Yeah,
it's the energy committee and or possible passive rec uses, keep it open space. Okay.
I don't think you
Great.
can do much on,
It is.
capped landfills are
I know, it's
heavily
tough.
regulated.
It's
Yeah.
it's very limited.
And again, it's like perfect for open space because you can't do anything with it,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But you don't have like heavy tree growth or anything, my understanding is that correct, or?
No, because the cap needs to be maintained. I think that's part of the scenario. So I don't believe that. I think that negates the possibility of being able to grow
We wouldn't want a lot of trees. 'cause it would-
trees or
Right, because the root systems would disrupt the.
disrupt the cap.
Right.
what does it look like now? Do you see it?
I'll turn off the contours. So it does look like there's, it's wooded. When you drive by it on Rochdale Street, you wouldn't know it's back there,
No, you wouldn't.
But this area,
Is that actually the capped landfill?
yeah. So this area in here is a landfill, and they have to come back here, and I think they just inspect it periodically, and
Who's they, some department?
the
DEP?
DPW.
Oh, DPW.
Yeah, they report to DEP to maintain the cap status.
What's 339, that building, 339, was that the former,
This one here?
no, up here. Is that the former,
It's a
Does the
party
garage.
house or something?
It's a garage.
Okay.
That's where they kept the
Equipment?
heavy equipment that they use there. I think the DPW uses it for storage.
There must be a gate on that road, right?
Yep.
There's 2 roads that go in there and they're both gated.
One here. One here.
So the uses, that, if any, would be limited there. Possible solar farm, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some cross-country skiing or.
Across the state, it has been a trend that solar developers are taking former landfills, and it's a viable use with the appropriate DEP permits.
Wasn't
Okay.
Worcester gonna do that? Worcester dump,
I'm not aware. Anybody else
the
know?
landfill?
All right, so that's pretty much gonna stay then.
Yeah.
Open.
Okay.
So is that the end of our session today?
We still have more that we can.
Oh, you have more to do? Okay.
Well, I was gonna talk to you about that, because we've been here for about an hour. So, do you wanna continue for a little bit, or do you want to, what do you wanna do?
When we meet next?
Um,
2 weeks?
2 weeks, when did I put it on here? October 19th.
Maybe we could take it in small pieces, right? Come back in 2 weeks and do another hour?
Yeah, because by the time we have public comment and we do our minutes and...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with
You
that.
okay with
Yeah.
that? All right then, so if we leave off there for our discussion on town-owned properties, the next item on the agenda is public comment. Is there any public comment today?
Yes, there is. I just have a question. I'm familiar with the 2014 open space plan,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that you guys have been charged with updating that plan this year. I was curious if part of what you're planning to do is address the various bodies of water in town, the ponds. Does that fall under the open space committee, or does that fall under someone else? Is my question.
Address the ponds in what way?
Well, so that residents could use them for recreation, and should they be cleaned, or should whatever has to be done for the residents to use them for recreation be done? Does that fall under the open space committee, or is that someone else?
Well,
Conservation?
I think the open space committee, I think, would be looking at planning and needs assessment. As far as the actual work goes, or the carrying out of whatever we came up with for ideas, I think that would be up to other departments within the town. I don't know that it would specifically be the Conservation Commission, but, as far as, it takes money to do all those kinds of things. So, the open space, the open space plan is really a map, if you will, of ideas and what our thoughts are, what our needs are. We really need to look at, what would be the best for the community, what do we need to do, establish goals, try to establish a timetable, maybe identify funding sources. But as far as the actual implementation of the plan goes, that's another step beyond that. Do you
Yeah.
agree, Eric?
Yeah, I do. I agree. And the open space plan does identify public swimming in particular as a need. We don't have any locations for public swimming in town. And has, I believe, on the action items, at least investigating the potential for increasing the water quality to the point where it'd be, swimmable. That would, as Ian said, if the funding were there and the push was there for that, it would fall into the, I believe, Parks and the Recreation Department.
Okay.
For
So you mean like Rotary Beach to get that water quality improved, or not
Right.
Rotary Beach, the other one?
Eddie Pond?
Eddie,
Yeah.
Chuck, did you have something specific in mind?
Rotary Beach, Eddie Pond in particular.
Mhm.
I think it's something that needs to be done, but I didn't know if that fell under this committee or someone else.
I think that we would possibly, we've already put it in there, to my recollection, that we would like to get swimming facilities back. The question is how to get there.
Right.
And that's beyond the scope of this committee, and I mean, it would probably involve bringing in experts from the outside, because I don't think anybody at DPW is an expert on water
how to-
management,
yeah,
you know, or
water
how you
quality.
do that stuff.
Mm.
But I mean, I agree. I think that it would be terrific if we could get one of these ponds back open, you know.
It seems a sin to have all this water and not be able to use it.
I agree.
And Camp Gleason would probably be the more likely of the two if there were a way to improve the water quality, because they have much more parking there. Parking is definitely an issue at Rotary Beach, because it's just that tiny little
Across the
lot
street.
across the street that's all, you know, it's wooded and grown in now, but I don't know how many cars would fit in there. But at least at Camp Gleason, there's a paved parking area. Granted, it's not smooth and great, but at least it's already paved.
There.
You know, whereas what's across from Rotary Beach is a dirt lot, and you know we don't allow parking of vehicles on paved surfaces.
I thought the big problem with Eddie Pond, that part of the pond's not moving. So just
It isn't.
still.
It isn't. That's why the bacteria count's so high in there.
Like if
I don't
you-
really know what's happened to Eddie Pond. I don't know. It's the saddest thing. Ever since, was it 3-4 years ago, when we had solar
dam problem?
rainfall? Yeah, and the dam something happened with the dam and the water went out. Eddie Pond has never recovered. It's never been the same. And it's especially noticeable on the side if you're coming up 395 from Oxford. It's especially noticeable on that side.
Yeah, it looks, I mean, that's a man-made pond,
Right.
so,
And there's no inlets. It's all runoff.
Yeah.
Stormwater runoff.
Yeah, so we did, in our 7-year action plan, we did, goal 1 reads to protect the town's water resources for the purpose of drinking water supply, recreation, and consider both water quality and quantity, with a particular emphasis on the town's well fields, recharge areas, and water bodies that may have recreation potential, to raise public awareness regarding the importance of Auburn's water resources. And then we do have in the first 2 years, you know, it's as we were tasked to create objectives and the time frame for those objectives. In the first 2 years, investigate the depth of reclamation required to clean noxious weeds and restore water quality of lakes and ponds. And years 3 to 7, clean and restore water bodies as prioritized with available funding. So it's in the plan that, you know, folks in town have identified it as a
A need.
priority and
Yeah.
a need.
It's a matter of funding.
Yeah, funding, and
And that plan hasn't been approved yet either, right?
it has conditional approval. And so the planning department, mainly myself and Matt, are working through the state's comments to address the issues that the state, or just the questions that the state had identified. And at that point, once those are met, we are able to apply for or seek any grants
Right.
that this plan is conditioned to have. So
Right now, with conditional approval, we cannot
we can't seek
acquire any
funding.
grants, right?
Yes,
So it's really kind of imperative that we get this thing done
right.
so that we can try to take advantage of some grant opportunities.
Mhm.
So hopefully we can find a way to pay for some of this stuff.
I just really wanted to start the conversation. I'm amazed
Yeah.
that I never hear anyone talk about it. And so thank you.
yeah, I think it's been brought up with the recreation department, but it's getting the whole thing started, and hopefully, you know, maybe we can get a grant down there to study the quality
Yeah,
of
and what's
what
wrong with it?
what's the potential to use these facilities again. And Camp Gleason in particular, every time I go up there, I really feel bad for the citizens, because it's a nice beach. You know, yeah, the facilities are a little run down now, but they're not bad. And it would just be a terrific place to have, you know, kids go in the summer.
Yeah.
It seems like every other community in the United States has figured it out.
A lot of it has to do with that culvert that goes
The
underneath.
pipes.
That
Yeah.
goes underneath of Route 20. Because ever since that plate was pulled, it's just never been the same, you know? So I don't know what the answer is, but it'd be nice if we could figure it out.
Agreed.
But hopefully, I mean, I know you guys are working on this now, the edits from the state. So hopefully you'll have something for us soon.
Yeah.
You don't have any particular timetable, or do you?
I think our goal between Matt and I is that by, you know, mid to late winter, we would have really worked through that and have a new
A new plan?
version to submit to the state
Okay.
and seek that approval, you know, for the spring and the summer season.
Okay. Now, once you do that, would we have a, some kind of a public forum to present that to the community, or would that come after
I think we
it's
could.
approved, or?
I think we could come. Yeah, I think we could come here and just explain.
What you've come up with?
Yeah, I believe Matt presented the comments to the committee. Is that correct? From
Yep.
the state.
Mhm.
So we could just, you know, highlight some of the major updates, and with approval, perhaps a public forum would be appropriate.
Okay.
You know, to continue to elevate this document and, you know, give it the attention that it might need for some of these tasks.
And you might end up having to create
Forward.
like an open space implementation committee. Like, you remember, Dan, a few years ago when we were on the master plan committee? After the master plan was done, there was a master plan implementation committee. And
Yeah.
some of us stayed on and tried to get some of it done.
hmm
It's not an easy task, it really isn't.
No, and I think you raise a good point, because there's so much business as usual. There are the normal tasks that, you know, that are typically addressed, say like in administration or with the board of selectmen, and it really does take an active, interested, you know, body of folks to really push things forward and to keep saying, hey, this is important, and so.
And hopefully get someone to listen, right?
Right.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's the way it's always been. All right, well, that kind of addressed, the other part I skipped over was the open space plan updates.
Mhm.
So that kind of tells us where we're at with that. Did you have anything else, sir?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for raising the issue. All right,
Next meeting is the 19th?
19th, 6, do you like 6:30? We're gonna stick with that for a while?
It's fine. Sure, yeah, it's fine.
All right. Okay. So the minutes of September 21, did y'all have an opportunity? I emailed them to you over the weekend, and I think there were some copies out here tonight, I
Yeah.
thought. So did y'all have an opportunity to look at them?
Yep.
I had no issues.
Good job.
Very thorough.
Thank you. Sometimes I think I write too much, but
It doesn't hurt. You know, if somebody's looking for the record here, this is great record.
Yeah.
so, might there be a motion to accept?
I'll move that we accept the minutes of September 21st as written.
Is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right then, thank you very much for that. So, we don't have any correspondence, so we know we're gonna continue with our discussion on the vacant properties at the next meeting. So we'll just continue with that. So, does anyone have anything else? Then is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Okay.